Hey there, Brick fans, and welcome to another episode of Building Batuu Galaxy's Edge in LEGO. Now, on today's episode, I am going to be taking you through the progress that I've made on the first building of Batuu, Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquities. Now, if you've been to Galaxy's Edge, you may know Dok-Ondar is a badass collector. He basically sends out people across the universe to find all of these galactic rare artifacts and brings them back to his store for sale. So we're talking things like lightsabers, we're talking blasters, we're talking helmets of all different kinds. There's some Sith artifacts in there, there's holocrons, there's the Ark of the Covenant's in there somewhere, the IG-88 or IG unit, there's an IG unit in there. There's Mandalorian gear in there also, all of these different things. So this building is going to give me a lot of joy, I think, putting together and finding some nice little Easter eggs to put throughout. So I'm really looking forward to doing this building. If you haven't seen my planning episodes, you should totally go back and have a look at that, because it will show you exactly where this sits and also some of the ways I'm going to deviate a little bit from the park. So those that have been to Galaxy's Edge, you'll notice that Dok-Ondar's is probably a bit higher than usual and maybe in a slightly different spot. But there's a reason for that. And in my planning, you'll see why I'm putting it there. So the big challenges with this was mainly the just figuring out generally how the rotundas were going to work. Obviously, there is a lot of round buildings at Batuu. So just stylistically how I get that to work and look really cool, or what I think looks cool. That's what I've mainly been struggling with this build. Has taken me a little bit longer than I'd like, but I am to a spot where I think I know where I'm going to go now. So that's what I'm going to take you guys through in a little bit. I've also made some progress to the Black Spire, which basically sits on the side of Dok-Ondar's, and as you will see, also swings down to form the front of Savvy's Salvage, which again, if you've watched the planning videos, you'll know why. As always, guys, thanks to everyone who is new to the channel. I love having you guys here, and obviously to all my subscribers, thank you very much for the support. If you haven't subscribed yet, I do encourage you guys to hit the button below and also the notifications button. There is a lot more content coming up on the channel, and I don't want you guys to miss out on any of it. So yeah, hit that button. All right, everyone, without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, guys, so here it is. It's Dok-Ondar's Den of Antiquities. Now, you would have seen the door before in one of my other videos, but if you've not, there it is. That was something that I spent a fair bit of time on because I felt like it was a feature of the building. And also just the process of this is the main progress that I've made, and something that I am happy with now, how this is basically going to sort of fit together. And this is probably the best example of that, I guess. I wanted the walls to feel quite not so detailed. I wanted a little bit of textural feel on it, but I really wanted them to feel quite tiled and quite flat, for the very reason that there's going to be a large rock spire that basically comes and rips around there, which is the Black Spire, and there's also a whole bunch of stuff in the foreground of this. So I wanted that detail to pop more so than this. So I've actually left this as kind of quite flat, and that will be what wraps around the whole building. So this has been obviously the most work that I've kind of put in. I've tested out a whole bunch of different ways of trying to get this to look great. And I think that I've settled on this. You will see this section here is a large gap. This actually will be more so, you'll see in there. Curved slopes will run up inside there, and they will actually all be dark tan as well. So you'll see that gap kind of close in, and I've got a few tricks for this top section where the walls actually tilt in a little bit, and that's so that I can get that slight slant that all of the Galaxy's Edge rotundas actually have. So that was a bit tricky. Basically how this works is, and from back here, which is where you're going to be viewing it, Dok-Ondar's is essentially this building here, up on that second level. So if you're looking at it from here, it's going to be about that big. And then the black spire obviously swings out around it. So I really just wanted to get a round feeling of it. And just to do that, I simply went with a lot of hinge joints because it worked, you know. I looked at a whole bunch of different crazy techniques with hinges and swivel joints and all this other sort of stuff. But really for the size of this build, I felt like the hinges and sort of going 6x6 almost, I don't know what that is. It's not like a pentagon, but it's like a sixagon, whatever that is. If you know what that is, a six-sided shape below, please let me know in the comments so I can sound more intelligent next time. Up here, we'll actually get some lighting in here. So this is just a temporary kind of fix for some lights. There's going to be a couple of lights in there. The double grills here will happen same as this. And I've just had some quarter pieces come in to finish this off. So I'll be able to get some really good shapes on there. Generally, I'm pretty happy with how this kind of worked so far. And I think once I continue that right the way around, it's going to look pretty good. I'm just going to turn this around very carefully so you can see it. You can see there the hinge joints and hinge joints below as well. The roof will actually be held up by an interior wall. So there will be kind of second layer of wall in here, which will be a little bit more of a brick build up, mainly in the kind of sand tan, similar to this. So that will actually have a mezzanine floor as well, which runs the whole way along and has a whole bunch of antiques and stuff up high and then steps down into the main floor. So that's something that's actually going to be quite strong, which is, and will also help kind of fill in some of these gaps in behind, because you look in, you'll actually see like a dark tan or a tan color as well. As you'll see, I use these rail bricks to mainly fill in the gaps. And I think they worked pretty well because it actually makes it feel kind of filled in, but in a nice way. So moving back into here, and this is, I finally got to actually work on some detail, which I'm super excited about. But this is the lightsaber bench where they basically show off all the lightsabers in Dok-Ondar's. There's also some crazy kind of plant thing, so that's sort of a little bit of fun detail that I got to put in there. And then this is basically a little caged area where Doc's going to sit. Now, Dok-Ondar himself is going to be made from the hammerhead from the cantina mainly, so with a few embellishments and things. So I'm going to do a custom built figure, but using that guy's head basically. So that's going to be coming out soon. This will be where all the holocrons are. The other thing I've been working on is a few different tactics for doing a mosaic with the tiles that kind of runs out and around. So I've been trying a few different techniques for that, and that's what we're doing in the next couple of weeks, because all of this area will be tiled. But yeah, so basically this will sit around like that. Like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. So you walk in, they would walk in there, go over and look at their lightsabers, then they could walk up the stairs and around. So that's generally how it's going, and I'm pretty happy with the progress, even though I would have liked to have got a bit further along with it for this video, but I think you guys will have seen at least the process now. So you can probably see over the side here a little bit more of I've progressed. I think last time you may have seen me drop or break this top section of the spire. This is the black spire, again with the bits of obsidian. I've just used sort of, you know, 1x1s, and then and also it's got like this kind of orangey speck on it as well. So basically it's going to sit up about that high and about there on the building. So that's going to be pretty cool, and I think pretty impressive. And then it basically goes the whole way down right the way down to the floor below. And then also under here, as I mentioned in the intro, Savvy's salvage is actually going to be, the entrance to Savvy's is going to be here. So basically the Black Spire is going to be up top like this, and then hook down, and then there's going to be basically this rocky doorway, and then Savvy's salvage is going to be kind of there underneath, and then there's going to be the staircase that hooks around to the start of Doc Ondars. That's where we're going to be heading for the next couple of weeks. I'm pretty pumped about it, and I hope you guys are too. Are too. Get it? That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little the progress, and stay tuned for more. So coming up next on the show, I'm going to be continuing with Doc Ondar's progress. I did have a whole bunch of new Bricklink orders come in, which is really good. It means that I can maybe finish up some of the terrain that I wanted to finish up. But mainly I'm going to be focusing in on Doc Ondar's until that one's pretty finished, unless I hit a brick wall. Unless I hit a brick wall and run out of bricks or something and I'm waiting for an order to come in, I may jump onto something else. But yeah, for the next few weeks, I think at least we're just going to be seeing Doc Ondar updates, and hopefully I can get that one to a completion and then drop it into the build, which is going to be pretty cool, I think. As I said earlier, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed today's episode, give me a like. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Flickr, TikTok even, the links are all afterwards. The links are below. And until next time, guys, stay safe, enjoy your Lego, and may the bricks be with you.